What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys are on a fantastic day today. And today we have the August and September 2021 Tulsa International Airport update for you guys. I really hope you guys are excited for today's video. It feels awesome to be back at Tulsa International Airport. It has been already a couple months, and man, I have missed Tulsa dearly, as I'm sure you guys know. We have had some movements. We have a lot of stuff coming up in the fall that's going to be changing for the most part, but we do have some things going on the tail end of summer here in August and September of 2021, and we have a lot to dive into. So let's begin, everybody, with the Bravo concourse. I'll do some talking about Tulsa at the end, but let's get through the actual update first, and we'll take it from there. So beginning here at Bravo 1, as per usual, we have the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700. This is the Florida 1 special livery. I think it's been quite some time since Florida 1's made an appearance at Tulsa. Actually, I think it did come in October, I believe. Or sorry, August, I believe it did come once. So it came within the last couple months, so I thought I'd throw it in here. That was why I threw it in here. I completely forgot, so I apologize. I believe it was coming in from Dallas Love Field. So we'll say that he's coming in from Dallas Love Field. We'll be heading up to Denver, Colorado, following as such. At B3, we have the Southwest Airlines 737-700. This is the Panda exclusive with the split scimitars. Really excited for all the new Panda releases to come with the bended winglets, heart livery. We have the Lone Star, Arizona 1, all of those are going to be awesome. I do have a box with the bended in it, so that's going to be great. This guy's currently loading up with non-stop service out to Houston Hobby after coming in from Phoenix Sky Harbor today, looking very nice. And over there at Bravo 5, we have the Southwest Airlines 737-800. Sorry that the gate's kind of coming off a little bit, but this guy's currently making a flight in from St. Louis, and we'll be heading out to Phoenix Sky Harbor, or sorry, Las Vegas, I believe was the last one. So really nice Southwest lineup here. Hopefully they start some new routes soon. It's been a little stagnant, but regardless, looking very nice here for Southwest. Next in line over here at Bravo 9, we have the JetBlue Airways Embraer ERJ-190 filling in for the Breeze Airways Embraer ERJ-195 we'll use on this example. We'll say that he's doing the Tampa turn. Unfortunately, the San Antonio service has been reduced from 4 weekly frequencies to 2 weekly. I want to say that happened in early August. I think it's more of a supply and demand issue in terms of aircraft rather than not enough demand, maybe a little bit of a mix of both. Unfortunately, Huntsville also lost the Breeze service, so that's unfortunate, and Tulsa wasn't the only one with the service reduction. There was quite a few airports that went from 4 weekly to 2 weekly. Surprisingly, I don't know why, but New Orleans did stay at 4 weekly, so twice a week in the spot where it would go to where it would go to San Antonio. It actually just comes later in from San Antonio and then goes straight back. So really interesting. I think also Oklahoma City also suffered the blow of losing that 4 weekly frequency, but still really nice to have Breeze here. From my observations, it appears to be that Tampa is doing phenomenally, and then New Orleans and San Antonio is usually a mixed bag. Some days it's at least 2/3 full, other days it's on the latter half of more like a third-ish to 2/5. So really unfortunate. Hopefully the market gets a little bit better, but hopeful for Breeze and really hoping for a model from Gemini Jets soon. As of recording, the releases are coming out on Tuesday of this week, and I think this video will probably come out Friday. So if there was anything phenomenal while editing this, I will definitely put it on the screen, but I'm probably going to edit this tonight. So, but anyways, the releases will be out, so let me know what you think about them in the comments. Alrighty, this will probably be the last update for Grizz for a while. I think this is the second or third time I've used him at Tulsa, but right here we have the Frontier Airbus A320. This is Griswold the Bear. He's currently loading up with non-stop service back out to Denver, Colorado today. Unfortunately, like we talked about, it was that 319 service on Sunday, but unfortunately that aircraft, November 949 Foxtrot Romeo, the Ermine, something, I forgot, Ermine or something, unfortunately got retired about a month ago or so. Really sad. Hopefully Frontier will bring them back again. This is unlikely. Just got lucky with 3 of those coming back. So unfortunately, that is a victim of my mono illness and everything in between. But still really cool that Tulsa was one of the final destinations consistently to get a Frontier A319. But now it is all A320 and A320 Neos. And why I say that, Grizz, this will probably be the last update for a while, pardon me, is I have numerous A321s in massive unboxing 16, along with what will be practical for TUL, numerous A320 and A320 Neos. I think at least 2, but there may even be one more in there somewhere. So definitely gonna have some variety. Very excited for that. Stay tuned and really excited for that. So like we said, Frontier A320 loading up at B10, service back out to Denver. I also wanted to iterate that this gate is still used by United on overnight flights, but Frontier does use it in the morning when they come in, while Breeze uses B9 now, which is pretty interesting, but not complaining. Alrighty guys, my apologies about this horrendous lighting situation over here. This lighting configuration for Tulsa is really poor, especially over there on the United Airlines Airbus A320 in the normal colors. This guy's currently loading up with a non-stop turn back out to Houston Intercontinental. That flight's still going very strong on the main line, which has been awesome to see. I don't know if that second daily main line, like I talked about in the previous updates, is going to be making its debut. I would think it would be next month, but I'm going to go double check on that. It's been quite some time since I've looked, so I will check on that and get back to you guys in the October update with that. Hopefully no more joint updates, but we'll just have to see. Following as such, we have the United Express Bombardier Acer -550, always going strong with service up to Chicago O'Hare. Over the summer, of course, it's been the 2 daily CRJ 550s from GoJet and 1 daily CRJ 200 from SkyWest recently. It was Air Wisconsin in June, but been SkyWest since July. And at B4, we had the United Express Embraer ERJ-145 XR. This is not a new site for Tulsa, but the route frequency is a new site for Denver. I think 3 of the 4 flights have been on the 145 XR, and then there's been maybe 1 daily flight that's been a 175. So it's been very busy on the 145 for Denver. So also, I hope the mainline returns for that, or at least gets back to some 175s. But Southwest and Frontier kind of doing their thing. So we'll see if United's able to get back to that level. But concourse be looking nice. We got 4 airlines over here. We did have 2 for the longest time, but getting 4 over here is really cool. So we'll take it over to Concourse A and we'll take it from here. And next in line right here, we have the Allegiant Air Airbus A320 with the fence tips. This guy's currently loading up with a non-stop service out to Orlando Sanford International Airport on the turnaround today. Very exciting news for Allegiant. 2 brand new services for Allegiant will be beginning in November and December of this year. Service to Phoenix Mesa, I believe, starts on November 18th, 2021. That'll be a really nice add to the Allegiant network out of Tulsa. I'll actually say both the routes and I'll give my thoughts. And then also Sarasota, Florida will be beginning on December 15th, 2021. Both routes will be twice weekly, and I believe they're going to be on A320s, which will be really cool. Now, very glad to see Allegiant continuing to expand countrywide, honestly, continental United States wide. Obviously, we had the Austin announcement back in July at some point, I think. And then, of course, now this announcement for Allegiant. So Tulsa finally gets their fair share of some new routes here from Allegiant in some big ways. Let's start with Phoenix Mesa. This is a route I've been talking about for a long time, even way before American started it. You have that Los Angeles, Las Vegas, and then that one missing gap of Phoenix for Allegiant. I just thought that they would stride on it. Then American started it. They're doing their thing on it, doing really well. And finally, Allegiant has decided to join in. Like I said, 2 weekly flights, I believe Monday and Friday. Currently a year-round listed flight, which will be really nice. And I feel like Allegiant will stride on that. So very excited for that. Following as such, Sarasota, Florida. Really interesting choice considering how close Sarasota is to St. Petersburg. However, this kind of makes sense to a degree because they have Tampa in the summer seasonal, which I still don't think that's the best choice, but that's kind of Allegiant's thing. They got Tampa in the summer seasonal, and then they'll have Sarasota in the winter and through the summer as well. Sarasota is a little bit farther down on the peninsula, not much, but about 30 minutes worth. It probably does make a pretty big difference, but anywhere in Florida, usually during these times, it's not like Daytona Beach or something like that, is pretty good during the winter. So interesting choice for sure. I personally think that between West Palm Beach, Punta Gorda, or Fort Lauderdale, I feel like one of those 3 probably would have been a more logical option, but those are not impossible to come for Tulsa for sure. Springfield, I think, got Tampa. Northwest Arkansas, I believe, got Fort Lauderdale earlier this year, along with Punta Gorda recently. So more Allegiant ads are not impossible, but with the competition near Springfield and Fayetteville for Allegiant, they really go strong with those 2 cities. And Tulsa has quite a bit of, mainly Southwest is the big deviator compared to those 2 airports, but there's quite a few elements that go into it. This is a Tulsa International Airport update, not an Allegiant status update for the Southern Plains. So, but still, really excited for these 2 new routes. I feel like they'll be great complements to Allegiant's already huge network of Orlando, Los Angeles, Las Vegas year-round, and also St. Petersburg and Destin seasonally. And then those 3 new destinations, Austin Sarasota and Phoenix will begin in November and December. So very excited for those. And Allegiant's not the only not the only airline adding all these new flights, as we know. American Airlines obviously doing their thing at TUL. They have a ton of operations, of course, and we love to see them every single time. So we will begin with these aircraft right here. We have the American Eagle Embraer ERJ-175 on the behalf of Envoy Air. This guy's currently loading up with the turnaround back out to Chicago O'Hare today. Also been flying a couple of these to Dallas, so been very nice to see those. Next in line, we have the American Eagle Bombardier ERJ-700 operating on the behalf of, this will be another SkyWest Airlines flight, service out to Los Angeles today. Our double daily flight did start. Unfortunately, it will be reduced back down to one daily in October, but still, the lows have been very reasonable for what I would have expected, especially with Allegiant's competition as well. So I've been very pleased with how how Los Angeles has served out of Tulsa for American. In the back there at Alpha 9, we have the American Airlines Airbus A321. A little substitution action. They've been doing quite a few A321 substitutions, mainly on the fence tips. This guy's currently making the turnaround back up to Dallas Fort Worth International Airport. A321 in the future is not impossible, especially next summer. I could definitely see a daily flight or two. Oklahoma City's been dominant in terms of the A321 flights that they've had in their schedule. They fill them every day, which is super impressive. Not to say that Tulsa's not filling their A319s and 737s. Just really impressed by Oklahoma City's load factor on those 321s. We're talking about planes that seat almost 200 on a bi-hourly schedule, if you want to call it that, pretty much. So really glad to see American doing their thing. Of course, new routes to, let me think here so I don't forget. Austin will begin on November 2nd. Washington Reagan also begins on November 2nd. And what was my other airport? Miami, Saturday only, also begins November 6th. So we did figure out how they're going to be doing this schedule. So interestingly, they actually downgraded the Reagan flight for 5 times a week to the PSA CRJ-700. Really interesting choice. And then on Friday night, the Republic 175 is going to come in as we expected. On Saturday morning, the Republic aircraft is going to go to Chicago. The Envoy overnight for Chicago is going to come to Tulsa and then fly the Saturday only Miami service. Then that will come back from Miami later in the day, and then that aircraft will go back to Chicago on Sunday morning, and then the Republic aircraft from Chicago on Saturday night will go over to Reagan on Sunday morning. So clever schedule, but it does mean more variety to a select degree. PSA 700s have not been here since the early days of the Charlotte service back in 2016-17 timeframe-ish. It's mainly been the 900 and 738. So really cool to see more variety come to the table in that regard, even though the Republic 175 hasn't consistently came here. So we are getting a mixed bag of everything, so that will be good variety. I'm not sure what the PSA 700 ordeal was. I'm assuming they probably needed more 175s in their schedule, so I'm assuming they kind of just went as such and did just that. So really interesting, but that will be the full schedule. Very excited for it regardless, and 3 new routes. Of course, Austin's also slated to start in the Envoy 175s. I do want to add this tidbit in there just for some extra detail. At Austin, with the Austin movement, Envoy and Republic will be filing an aircraft. They're doing a mixed bag system for how they're going to get these planes to Austin. Some of the aircraft are going to come from American Envoy and Republic hubs, mainly Chicago and Dallas, to name a few. And they're going to come to Austin and then fly those destinations like St. Louis, Kansas City, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, El Paso, the list goes on. They've actually already started, I should add. Start flying these destinations. And as such, they do their respective turns, and then they come back to Austin and then go back to Dallas and Chicago. So really cool turn system. Other airports, the planes actually go from wherever it may be, LaGuardia, Chicago, Charlotte, Dallas. Envoy's got a big establishment at Chicago too, don't forget about that. But they go to airports like Springfield or wherever it may be. Actually, that's a bad example. Like Cincinnati and Indianapolis are better examples. They go to those cities and then go to Austin, then go right back to those cities, and then go back to one of the hubs. So really interesting system. I'm sure the American Airlines planners, the network planner guys have it all planned out. Very complex, but not complaining. It's really cool. So very nice stuff going here for American. They're doing their thing, and we also have a 737 peeking around that we'll get over here in a moment. Currently next in line right here, we have this American Airlines Boeing 737-800 by NG models. Really hopeful for a re-release. I will probably buy 2 or 3, and I don't know if I would be able to let go of my Geminis or not. That would be really hard. I would definitely keep at least one of each, of course, but in terms of the duplicates, that just felt my heart, honestly. I don't know what I would do in that situation, but I'm still, regardless of what I end up choosing to do there, I would still love a re-release with the fixed nose landing gear and everything. But the color here, I'm very pleased with. That makes up for the landing gear, honestly. This guy's currently loading up nonstop service out to Charlotte Tulsa International Airport. Like we talked about, the 737 made its way back in. I believe I had the Republic 175 in there for the summer hybrid type update. But really cool to see American doing their thing, of course. Very pleased and really excited for all these new routes. I don't know how we're going to get to encompass everything in the full update, but really awesome. We'll have some more American later on in the update, but this 737-800 nonstop service out to Charlotte. Sorry about this lighting situation, guys. I may try to turn it sideways again during the summer. I did not realize how bad it is. Usually in the summer, or sorry, in the winter, in the fall and the spring, it's pretty good, but the summer, it is really rough. But nevertheless, right here pushing back currently from A6, we have the Delta Connection Embraer ERJ-170 filling in for a SkyWest Embraer ERJ-175. This guy currently has nonstop service out to Salt Lake City International Airport. Really interesting. In the September schedule, they added a third daily flight, and I have a little bit of a spill to talk about with this, but the Minneapolis service, like we talked about, unfortunately did not make the final schedule for pretty much the rest of this year into early 2022. So hopefully it comes back some point. I definitely think it was a good route. It always filled really well, and I really feel like it would do well. So hopefully, even on a CRJ 700 or something, hopefully it makes its return. But for the moment, we have a compensation with 3 daily Salt Lake City flights. Now, from looking at loads consistently, here's the problem. The most popular times for Delta customers, it appears to be from my research, to go to Salt Lake City is in the morning, and then most people like to come back in that 5 o'clock time frame. So they do have a flight at 5 o'clock. That's how they've always done it. However, they added another flight. They've always had the late night arrival, which is right now at 12 a.m., but they added a flight that turns at approximately 1 o'clock local time. I don't feel like that flight's really good because, you know, if you don't want to wake up at 8 a.m., you can go on that flight. And then same thing in Salt Lake City. If you don't want to wake up, or actually in Salt Lake City, the bigger problem is you have to wait for most of the Tulsa flights until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So really, that flight I really like on the 175. Now here's the problem though. 3 daily flights on the 175 is not adequate for Tulsa because Tulsa for this particular flight is on a more demand-based schedule rather than a frequency schedule. Let me explain what I mean by that. Most of these routes I've noticed work off either a demand basis or a frequency basis. A route that has a lot of frequency but also a lot of demand, for example, is the Tulsa-Dallas route on American Airlines. However, another route that's more based on some bigger aircraft but also some pretty decent frequency is the Atlanta service right here on the Delta 717. However, the Salt Lake City service, let me just give you guys an X number. So usually this flight usually has roughly, give or take, about 200 people a day that come in and go out on it. So about 400 people total. Now, hear me out here while I explain this because it's kind of complex. 3 daily Embraer 175s, I do not believe makes sense here because that's approximately 250 seats, give or take, maybe 225 or 275, somewhere in that realm. Actually, maybe closer to 300 on 3 frequencies. Now, the worst performing times loads are that inbound 12 a.m., which is just a little late in my opinion, and then also the last outbound flight of the day from Tulsa at 6 o'clock. Most people don't want to fly that late. So, unless they're, you know, like direct flights, but if they're connecting, that's kind of okay. But that late flight's the problem. So here's what I like. That 1 p.m. turn is really good because that gives people that don't want to leave early morning a chance to go out on a smaller aircraft. I think Delta should put a 319 on a flight that comes in at about 7 or 8 o'clock in the afternoon to Tulsa. That gives all the connecting people enough time to get to Salt Lake City from frequencies wherever. And then they can fly the A319 to Tulsa, which I think would be a dope mainline. But nevertheless, come into Tulsa, and then that flight overnights, and it leaves sometime at 8 or 9 in the morning when there's quite a bit of demand to go out there anyways. So that brings us to our 200 mark, roughly, 225 maybe. Instead of having 300 seats per day outbound, for example, we have 215, we're filling aircraft, and a reasonable frequency. So 3 daily 175s, I personally don't think makes sense. It's in the schedule for now and it hasn't left. I personally think at a 319 arriving as a compromise, not only are you cutting 50 seats, which makes your plane fuller, but you're also combining 2 flights that are usually about 40 to 60% full. So Delta, you need to listen to that because you're going to save a lot of money if you choose to fly some mainline Tulsa. And on the top of that, it's cheaper to park mainline at Tulsa, or sorry, at smaller airports like Tulsa rather than the hubs at Salt Lake City. So I don't see why not. I mean, like Fargo, for instance. Fargo gets Delta A321 overnights. They fill the plane, and they fill the plane, and on top of that, they also save money parking the aircraft overnight. So maybe it's a trial period. Maybe they're just seeing if they could fill that many. I don't know, but I really feel like the 1 o'clock turn on the 175 is perfect, and then a 319 that comes in at 6 or 7 o'clock would be ideal and leaves at about 7 or 8 in the morning. The Charlotte flight for Americans is the perfect example for that. It is literally perfect. They fill that first flight of the day. It's not too early, not too late. And then the flight that comes in at night's always full in 737. And then for all those passengers who want to leave in the morning, it's perfect. That is a very similar comparison, just that the 737 needs to be a 319. Everything else is perfect, even if the first flight was a CRJ-9. I'm sorry for my little rant there, but hopefully you guys understood what I was trying to say. And that goes for any airport. I could try to think of another example off the top of my head that has a service like that. I can't think of one off the top of my head, I don't think, unless if I really, really try. I'm trying. I'm sure Colorado Springs or somewhere has something like that, but still though, really, really pleased to see some extra frequency, but in my opinion, I think a mainline is necessary with 2 daily flights. But anyways, this guy's currently pushing back nonstop service out to Salt Lake City on 1 to 3 daily flights. You pick whatever time you want. And next up, we have the Delta Airlines Boeing 717-200. I feel like Delta's doing a great job with their Atlanta service currently. 2 daily CRJ-900s and 2 daily 717s. Hopefully, we get the 3 daily back. 717s, I believe it's coming back in October, so that'll be great. Kind of just taking a little intermission on one of those flights. I believe it's the 3 o'clock arrival, but nevertheless, doing their thing. Very, very pleased and really excited to see what's to come here for Delta. We'll move into the cargo section. Alrighty, everybody, welcome to the cargo section. We'll begin over there with the UPS Boeing 757-200. This guy's currently loading up with a nonstop service out to Ontario after coming in from Little Rock. Sorry, it's been a while, but still super glad to have the 757 service. Love the consistency. Next up, we have the UPS Boeing 767-300. The Louisville turn continues to go strong. A couple days a week, it's on the A300, but for the most part, 767 freighter. We love it. And also right here, we have the FedEx Express McDonald double MD-10F. This has come in a couple times from Memphis. It's mainly the 767, but I thought it'd be nice, as many opportunities as we get to get the DC-10 in here. So the cargo's looking really good, and Aero Classics finally released the FedEx A300 and UPS. I never even realized, but my UPS actually is not the completely accurate version. The worldwide services titles are so much bigger than what it is on that version. I never even knew that was a thing, but nevertheless, so excited. Thank you so much, Aero Classics. Really excited for the A300s. They actually arrived today as of filming. I put them on the stack up there, but I'm really excited for those. So glad to see those get released and finally a void filled. That was one of the biggest voids, like the American 900, Delta 900, Delta 175, FedEx A300, Southwest 737 generics. Those were kind of some of the biggest voids, and those have got fulfilled, so I'm not complaining. What a time it is to be a collector, and very excited about those. Very nice to see it, and we will be going at it in the unboxing. Very nice. Next in line right here, we have the FedEx Express Boeing 757-200 freighter. This guy's currently taxiing out, coming in from Fort Worth Alliance Airport, and he's going to be heading out to, I'm trying to think of any new ones I've seen recently. We will go with Denver for him. Very glad to see FedEx continuing all the aircraft. So excited to get that A300 in here. It's going to be awesome. Hopefully by the next update. Very excited for that to come. And it's going to be absolutely awesome. But this FedEx 757-200 nonstop service coming in from Alliance Airport, and we'll be heading out to Denver. And next in line right here, we have the FedEx Express ATR-72. This guy's currently loading up after coming in from Wichita. He's going to be heading out to Fort Alliance as well today. Really glad to see Gemini do the FedEx ATR-72, the Irish registration one. That's really cool. Very excited for more FedEx aircraft to come. We've had the MD-11, of course, and now the ATR. So we'll see what the next ones in lines are. Maybe a 767 and 757 re-release if I had to guess. We will see what comes for FedEx, but very excited to see that, and we will continue to proceed through the update. Currently getting ready to sit it down right here, we have the American Eagle Bombardier and Acer Day-700 on the behalf of SkyWest Airlines as well. This guy's currently making a flight in from Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. Route's been performing very well. Sorry about the camera angle, kind of adjusted a little bit. There we go. Very excited for Phoenix as the Mesa 900 will return, I think in November, I believe. Really excited for... Man, we're going to have 8 destinations consistently for American. I can't tell you if Tulsa's ever had that before, it's just really exciting, you know, even though the pandemic's still a huge issue and things are still not evolving how one would have expected. Still very glad to see all the new routes and everything, and it'll just be interesting to see how it goes from here, but only time will tell, right? And Phoenix route's going to continue to stride, I can tell you that, and I'm really excited for the future of it. So CRJ 700 arriving in from Phoenix Sky Harbor. And last but certainly not least, over here to the American Airlines hangar we go. We have the American Airlines Boeing 787-9 in the hangar. This guy's currently getting some C checks done, and he'll be back into service pretty soon. Came in from Dallas, and we're going to send him out to Los Angeles following as such. And over there on the other side of the hangar, we do have a couple of aircraft that made in. We have an American Airlines 737-800 in the AirCal Retro Heritage livery. This guy's currently coming in from, he came in from St. Louis a couple days ago. Currently getting a couple checks done. He'll be back in service on a revenue Dallas flight here in a little bit. And the last aircraft for this update, pardon me, there is a little Cessna 172 over here on the taxiway I actually forgot about. So I'm going to actually just move him into the frame. And currently just chartering in right here, we have Doug Parker into the American Airlines maintenance facility at Tulsa International Airport. I don't know why he chose to bring a Cessna 172, but he did. So maybe he's trying to get his private. I don't know. But anyways, Doug Parker just made it. So that's a really cool cameo appearance to make it happen. But anyways, in the back, before we got interrupted, you can see the tail fin. I kind of like this perspective. It's kind of nice. We have the American Airlines Airbus A321neo. This guy's currently coming in from Boeing Field. The other airport hasn't been used at all recently for A321neo delivery flights that we originally had. It was, Mobile and another airport. Was it Pittsburgh maybe? I think it was Pittsburgh that was used quite a lot back in early 2020 and through 2020 a little bit, but it's just been Mobile recently, so we'll continue to describe with Mobile. This guy's currently coming in from Mobile, and he'll head out to Phoenix to get revenue service underway very, very soon. So that will do it for today's Tulsa International Airport update, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, 3 new routes for Allegiant, 3 new routes for American, and things continue to progress to the best of their ability. That Delta situation is pretty interesting. I really want Minneapolis back, but for now we have the Salt Lake City situation, so can't complain with 7 daily flights for Delta. Outside of that, that is pretty much it for the moment. United Mainline continuing to try its best, and cargo I'm really excited about. That'll be a highlight of the next update. Actually, there should be another highlight as long as everything goes according to plan. I'll keep you guys informed on that, but for the moment, we're currently waiting for those things to happen. So with all that being said, everybody, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's Tulsa International Airport update. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the giveaway that's currently in progress. It's an absolutely awesome giveaway, and if you want to check out the Midwest Model Store, feel free to do so. They are awesome as well. Thank you once again to them for making that possible. And feel free to check out the social medias as well so you never miss out on anything. And with all that being said, everybody, tons of awesome stuff to come, so stay tuned, and I'm really excited for what's to come. Stay tuned. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe, trust the process, do what you love, and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.